This episode of the Recovery Couch is brought to you by JB Davis at Performance Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. For integrity, service, and unbeatable deals, ask for JB in Centerville and tell them the Recovery Couch sent you. Sub dog. Welcome back to the Recovery Couch. I'm your host, Brandon Couch, and this is episode 4 of our PTSD Awareness Month series, PTSD Unpacked. Understanding the wound you can't always see. Today, we're unpacking something every person with PTSD has experienced, even if they didn't have the words for it. Flashbacks, triggers, and emotional landmines. Let's start with triggers. A trigger is anything, a sound, a smell, a facial expression, even a tone of voice that reminds your body of a threat that it once experienced, whether you realize it or not. You might hear a door slam and suddenly feel frozen, or someone raises their voice and you're transported to an argument from years ago. Or you walk into a crowded room and your whole nervous system screams, get out now. It's not drama. It's not overreacting. It's a trauma response. Your brain is saying, we've seen this before and it wasn't safe. Those are triggers. Now let's talk about flashbacks. Flashbacks are not just vivid memories. They're relived experiences. You don't just remember what happened. You actually feel like it's happening again. Your heart races, your breathing changes. You may disassociate, you may freeze. And sometimes flashbacks aren't even visual. They can be emotional. A sudden wave of dread, panic, or grief that feels like it came out of nowhere. Believe me when I tell you, you're not crazy, you're not broken, but you're reliving something your brain and body never fully processed because at the time, surviving was the only priority. Now let's be honest, this makes everyday life feel like walking through a field of emotional landmines. You never know what's going to set you off. You try to stay normal, but you're constantly on edge, and worse, you feel embarrassed or ashamed when you get triggered, like you have to apologize for how your trauma shows up. I'm in this category. These things still happen to me. So let me say this clearly. Your reaction is not the problem. The problem was the original trauma. Psalm chapter 34 verse 4 says, I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. This doesn't mean you'll never feel fear again. It does mean that you're not alone in it because God walks with you through the panic and through the flashback and through the moments where your brain says, danger, even when you're safe. So how do we begin to heal? First, name the trigger. Awareness is power. Second, ground yourself. Use your senses. Feel your feet. Take deep, slow breaths. Third, talk about it. Shame grows in silence, but healing happens in honest spaces. And finally, be gentle with yourself. You're not failing, but you are healing. I want to thank you for joining me for episode 4 of PTSD Unpacked. In episode 5, we'll talk about why PTSD often causes us to live like the past is still happening and how we can start training our bodies and our minds to return to the present. Until then, take a breath. You're safe here and you're not walking through this alone. This episode of the Recovery Couch is brought to you by Greg Swartz at RE/MAX Victory and Affiliates. Whether you're buying or selling your home, Greg brings heart, hustle, and honesty to every deal. Call Greg at 937-477-8975 today.